Do you hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
It's a sound of someone coming in the side door of the church. Oh, you can feel that cold air come in. It's our sacristan. But it's 4 in the morning. What's he doing here so early? He only comes normally at 5 o'clock to prepare for the 6 o'clock Mass. Ah, here he comes. Coming to do his regular role each Sunday morning. To light the gas lights and start the wood furnace. And as he goes about his morning chores, he lights the first gas light and then the second one. And then he hears a noise. He looks around, studying the small church, looking to find out where the noise came from. He sees nothing. He thinks, it must be my imagination. He goes about and lights a third, and then the fourth gas light. And then he approaches the wood stove, and he hears a noise again. And this time he knows it's not his imagination. This time he knows he heard something. And he looks around the church, studying all the pews, seeing if he can't find out where that noise came from. He looks to the left, to the alcove, sees nothing. He looks to the right, to the alcove there. He sees nothing. He looks straight ahead, to the organ gallery over the front door of the church. He stares. He sees a shadow. It's a shadow of a man. He thinks, what's this man doing in the organ gallery? How did he get in here? How long has he been here? He stares up at him. And the man staring down at him. Our brave sacristan wonders, what's he going to do to me? He looks at him. Then he looks around to find out how he can best defend himself, just in case. And he looks around and he goes and grabs a piece of wood from the wood pile. And as he looks back up to the balcony, he no longer sees the shadow. He no longer sees the man. He wonders, where did he go? What happened? Then he hears footsteps running down the stairs from the organ gallery. He grabs that piece of wood firmly in his hand. He's ready to defend himself. But then the front door of the church unlocks, and the door comes swinging open, and the intruder runs out of the church. Our brave sacristan runs down the aisle of the church and closes that door as quickly as he can. And bolts it. Then he walks back in the church and he begins to wonder, what was this man doing here? Why was he up in the organ gallery? His mind starts to play tricks on him. He thinks, maybe he wasn't alone. He knows what he has to do, but he doesn't want to do it. He knows he has to go up to that organ gallery and check it out. So he timidly goes up those steps. And he calls out as he's on halfway up there and saying, is anyone there? And he hears no response. He gets to the top of the stairs, the wood grasped firmly in his hand. And he looks around the organ gallery, and he doesn't see anything except some flickering candles. And he wonders, did this intruder light these candles to stay warm? And as he starts going to pick up each of the candles, he thinks, Well, why did he put the candle next to the wooden pews up there? Why was one of these candles in the organ? Why was another one close to a pile of rubbish? And what's all this smell of gas up here? And then he begins to put it together and says, this intruder was intent on burning down this church. And as he puts out each of the lights, each of the candles, he then looks down into the main part of the church, and he sees other candles tucked away between pews. And then he sees smoke rising from behind the chapel. He races down the stairs, runs to where the fire is, and puts it out. Then he goes around through the whole church and starts putting out each of the candles that he could see. When he was comfortable that all the candles were out, he raises our pastor, Father Pallier. The police and the fire department soon appear on the scene. And the fire department advises the pastor that they were very lucky that night. You see, on that night, this arsonist burnt down the Presbyterian Church on Bank Street. And he tried to burn down St.Joseph's Church. The police, upon investigating, said, this arsonist has tried to burn down 3 other churches in Ottawa in the last week. St. Albans, the Congregational Church, and Christ Church. Unfortunately, each of those fires did not turn out to be very much, and they weren't widely reported in the press. But as the press heard about this story, all churchgoers started to defend their churches. They're going to have people standing in their churches overnight to protect them from any arsonists. And the city of Ottawa, within 2 days, gave a $200 reward for anybody who could tell them who the arsonist was who was burning down churches. Now you may wonder, did they ever catch the arsonist? Well, that'll be part 2 of the story next year.